Irving's improved natatorium at North Lake is now open.
That building looks absolutely fabulous.
This is really exciting.
See some of the changes and find out about the partnership responsible for the upgrades.
Outside of being married and my 2 kids being born, this is the most special thing for me.
A 6-time NBA All-Star is behind a $13 million project in Irving. We are getting a tour of Drive Nation as it opens.
We're very proud that you came to Irving and made Irving your home.
New restaurants debut at the Toyota Music Factory. See the latest food options. Plus, plans to use this space for a heritage museum. Volunteers take on a tree planting project. And the people and pets celebrating Pooch Fest. This is City Source. A 6-time NBA All-Star shares his dream project, and it's right here in Irving. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. We'll take you to Drive Nation in a few minutes. It is one on a list of grand openings we have to show you this week. Let's start with the North Lake Natatorium. Leaders turned out to celebrate all that is new. This is part of our ongoing series of reports, Investing in Our Future. Members of the Pirouettes of Texas synchronized swimming team make the ceremonial first dive into the pool at the newly renovated North Lake Natatorium.
It's like a lot to take in, really, because I've been swimming at this pool ever since I started synchro.
Looking again, they dive in at the exact same moment. Leaders cut the ribbon to celebrate the improvements.
I don't know that wow actually captures the feeling that I have right now.
This is an opportunity for them to come and enjoy an incredible amenity.
What a great day.
The biggest changes are up above.
We've added a permanent roof, and not only is it a roof, it's a space frame roof that's very energy efficient.
Crews also installed the facility's first HVAC system.
And a whole climate control system.
That's among several features to add comfort.
We've got new pool heating. We've got new locker rooms.
It is quite a change from how the building began. Leaders broke ground on the facility in 1983, and ICTN has been there throughout the Aquatic Center's history. Over the years, it hosted a lot of special events. Some go beyond swimming, including the underwater Easter egg hunt and an underwater robotics competition. The building attracted plenty of crowds, and that heavy usage, combined with age, started to take a toll.
It was just not pretty. It was hot. It was tired. And even the infrastructure, the part you couldn't see, was just coming apart. So, I mean, it really was a facility in crisis.
It was sort of like functioning in a rainforest. There was no climate control, so it constantly dripped water.
When North Lake talked about closing this facility down, we looked at different ways to build a new one. The cost was unbelievable, $30 to $40 million to replace this facility.
Instead, rehab started earlier this year. Through a partnership, the Irving School District provided more than $7 million for the improvements. The City of Irving will continue to operate and manage the facility.
North Lake has supported us the whole way along in logistics.
What an incredible partnership that we have right now with the city, the Irving School District, and North Lake College. All three entities came together to rebuild a beautiful facility.
Practice just submerging it.
The City of Irving's Parks Department is hoping the improvements will draw more attention to the range of programs offered here.
Our programming schedule here is just phenomenal.
And then swim down and back.
On the school district side, Jackie Singley Academy has PE classes here at the Natatorium. There is also a middle school swim academy and a program for second graders called Swim Safe, which teaches potentially life-saving skills. Also,
we, of course, are the home pool for MacArthur, Irving, and Nimitz swim teams, and we're hoping that we will continue to host their meets and maybe even in the future some of the regional meets.
We're looking at these facilities giving us more chance for expansion of what we already do and actually a way to improve what we've been doing.
The Pirouettes of Texas are hoping for that too. Over the years, they have hosted a number of big synchronized swimming events here, and they're hoping for more.
We are actually bidding on meets every year.
For now, they are just happy to be back performing in familiar and upgraded space.
Because that's was our home pool. It's where our team started and everything.
The City of Irving has been a partner with the Pirouettes of Texas since this pool opened in 1985, and we hope to get back in and continue on with its lifespan renovated.
A lifespan leaders believe was extended a few more decades by putting in a few months of construction and investing in these improvements.
And we've ended up with a remarkable end result.
The natatorium does have regular open swim hours for Irving residents. The most it will cost is $1.50. Small children and adults 50 plus are free. Catch the full ceremony with all of the speakers at youtube.com/the City of Irving. Now to a huge new $13 million sports facility that just opened in Irving. Drive Nation is designed to help student athletes excel in sports. NBA All-Star Jermaine O'Neal is funding it, and he says it's about much more than success in athletics. We got a tour from him at the grand opening. With the finishing touches underway outside, it's time for a celebration inside. This is the grand opening of Drive Nation, a massive amateur sports training facility on DFW Airport property in the city of Irving.
I'm looking forward to creating the greatest amateur brand on earth.
Six-time NBA All-Star Jermaine O'Neal owns Drive Nation. For him, this opening is the realization of his longtime dream.
Our focus got to be laser sharp.
He wants to help young athletes realize their dreams.
I'm going to take you over here to the weight room because that's what sets the table.
He took us on a tour to see the features.
So that was our push and pull. This is our speed and agility. We wanted to really make sure that the kids had everything possible to excel.
And that includes technology. Some is from a company called Athos.
Basically wearable tights that tells everything about the kid's body. Muscle output, most importantly. It'll show real time on these screens what the kids are doing.
Then looking over the large court.
We'll have over 90 cameras and sensors. We have analytic sensors that breaks down what the kids are doing.
There is also a turf field for football and soccer. For post-workout, hydrotherapy.
It helps the kids recover faster. So this is Chef Robin and Chef Shelley, masterminds behind the kitchen.
All of those features are already leading to a lot of business.
We are booked out every weekend until September 1st of 18. Already.
Drive Nation expects to have more than 650,000 visitors in its first year. And Irving expects to see a positive impact from that.
It's a great opportunity for us to have this type of facility here in Irving. We're so fortunate that Jermaine made the decision to be here.
Where this facility is located on the south end of the airport, it really becomes a good demand driver for our hotels that are on the south side. So the 183 corridor of hotels really stand to gain a lot from this attraction being here.
There hasn't been a whole lot of draw for weekend business here in Irving and the Las Colinas area for many years. Now with this facility bringing in tournaments, I think it's going to have a really great impact.
It also goes to show what kind of great relationship the airport has with the city. We really partnered up to bring this into this location. Drive Nation and the uses that are going to be here are going to be tremendous for the airport, for the city, and for the whole North Texas region.
I enjoy being able to get in here and tell people exactly what we're trying to do.
For Jermaine O'Neal, yes, this is his business, but he says it's always about much more than that.
But this is something that's going to impact people's lives. We want to be the most dominant amateur brand, not only in Texas, but in the country.
Your personal philosophy is so much a part of this.
It is really the DNA of what we've built here.
He has stayed involved throughout construction, and now that it's complete, he is most proud of the personal touches, the quotes he selected for the walls, the pictures of his children, and overall support of his family and others closest to him.
Well, when he grew up, he didn't have this. And what he's doing, this is his vision to make sure kids have this opportunity he didn't have.
This building represents, to me, everything that I went through. All the challenges, all the help, all the people that had hands in on me being able to sit here and have this conversation with you right now. I want to emulate what that was to me and give back to kids.
Irving ISD athletes are practicing here on this opening day. Some might even join or come back for camps or tournaments.
They come here, they get the training they need, they'll have that film to be able to send to different colleges to hopefully get a scholarship.
The ultimate goal for Drive Nation is using kids' talent to get to school. That's our end game. That's our winning ratio. How many kids can we put in college?
Making that impact is part of what prompts Jermaine O'Neal to call this the biggest day of his career, topping all of his NBA success.
I feel very privileged and honored. Now for us, we got to follow through on everything.
Jermaine O'Neal hopes this will be the first of several locations across the country. Drive Nation is located on Rental Car Drive in Irving. As we mentioned, it's on DFW Airport property. And there is still a lot of airport land for development in Irving. And the airport's Vice President of Commercial Development says we could hear a lot more about it in the months ahead.
There's still a lot of land out here, and a lot of it's in Irving. So you know what, we've got development plans. We've been working hand in hand with Chris Hillman, the mayor, the chamber, to bring a number of different projects out here. And in fact, not just wishing about it, we're about to kick off some major developments here on the south end that are going to be right adjacent to this property with millions of square feet of facilities.
Roughly 40% of airport land is in the city of Irving. Now back to the grand openings. We've shown you the Natatorium and Drive Nation. There are also new restaurants at the Toyota Music Factory, which is owned by the city of Irving. First up, Thirsty Lion Gastropub.
We're celebrating the grand opening of Thirsty Lion Gastropub in the Las Colinas area of Irving, Texas. Well, a gastropub has an elevated food platform, so basically we take some of the typical things that you'll find across many different types of restaurants, and we just kind of put a different spin on it with a different flavor profile, and we have robust flavors.
Isn't it fantastic, another restaurant opening?
We're very proud that you came to Irving and made Irving your home.
In our travels around looking for the right location for our brand, Irving just kind of fit everything, the demographics, the profile, the growth of the city, and the freeways, everything.
I think it's going to be another great spot, moving closer to getting everything finished and opening up down here. So our citizens in Irving have a place to really come out and enjoy and eat, go to a concert, come out for something afterwards.
You get to see our community truly vibrant, not only throughout the workday, but after 5 and on the weekends. And as we know, the next generation workforce is truly looking to be in that it place. Well, that it place is Irving, Texas.
I think that you're going to see a great jump in the conventions, the number of people that will come here and stay here and have their conventions here to see what all we can do in this Irving area. So I think it's going to be a cool impact. I'm really excited.
I just hope that everybody comes out and gives us a try, and I think that they'll be pleased.
And from there we go to another opening at the Music Factory. Yay! That's the ribbon cutting to celebrate the debut of Freshie. It offers healthy options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can see some of the samples they prepared for us there. The franchise has hundreds of locations, and this is the first in Irving. Chamber members and others turned out to see some of the offerings. The restaurant's owner says Freshie is already drawing customers.
Where we are located right now is we have people who are very health conscious. They're very aware of what they eat on a daily basis. So it's a perfect audience and a perfect demographics for Freshie.
See more from that ribbon cutting celebration, as well as all of our Toyota Music Factory stories on our new playlist at youtube.com/The City of Irving. Here is something to consider before your next drive to the Music Factory or maybe the airport or work. New Texpress toll lanes are now open on State Highway 114 in Irving. The corridor features one lane in each direction. Eastbound, the lane runs from State Highway 161 to the Rochelle Boulevard Riverside Drive exit. Westbound, it runs from Rochelle Riverside to State Highway 121. TxDOT says the Texpress lanes will have a fixed toll rate for now. In 2019, the rate will fluctuate based on traffic congestion. The main lanes will continue to be free. This is all part of the ongoing Midtown Express project, which will also bring toll lanes to State Highway 183. In a year and a half or so, we could be talking about the grand opening of a yet-to-be-named Irving Heritage Museum. It is planned for the first floor of the former Central Library, and we talked to the people responsible for making it happen. Inside this building, Irving's former Central Library, is a project more than a century in the making. What's the first thing we'll see?
You're going to enter the cast iron forest.
It is meant to remind people of Irving's earliest days.
So this was dense forest area, and so we want to recreate that idea.
And it is only one attraction planned for Irving's newest museum, a museum that will communicate a lot of stories from history, starting with clearing all of that wooded area for development. In fact, some called Irving Stumptown.
Because much of what was left were the stumps.
So stumps will be in the museum, serving as seating for patrons watching introductory videos. Then moving inside, a collection of exhibits will include Irving's founding plot map that we got to see a few years back.
We think of that as our birth certificate for the city of Irving. That will be here. And a lot of archival material. We have a really rich archival collection here of images and maps and correspondence and records of the development of Irving through the years.
This shopping village was built in 1950. And gives the people of Irving one of the most modern shopping centers in the Southwest.
Not only is it a history museum that will tell the story of Irving, it will also forecast what's coming next to engage all of our audience in sort of a thought about where cities are going and how they're developing.
So one of my exhibition philosophies is that I like to see us use artifacts, archives, artwork, use them all together to help tell stories so that people can engage on different levels.
Back here is more of a community space, sort of meeting space, event space to rent out. Also allows us the flexibility, since we're a Smithsonian affiliate, to bring in a large Smithsonian show.
Those plans have come together with ideas from residents. More public input sessions are planned because there are still decisions ahead. One big one is, what will this museum be called?
We want some input and guidance on what people think we should name it, just what the content is, and are there stories that absolutely need to be in here that maybe we're missing?
One decision they have finalized is about this green carpet. It sometimes generated colorful comments when this was a library. Green carpet.
We're going to save a sample.
They hope more memories will be created here and at other museums across the city. Among them, the Ruth Payne House, the Jackie Townsend Bear Creek Heritage Center, and the Mustang Museum.
This museum pushes you out to the other things.
Much of the rest of the former Central Library has already been renovated. The second floor is now known as the Study and Innovation Center. The first floor lobby is updated. And once work begins in this museum space, crews will be working toward a deadline.
The plan is that we will have a soft opening kind of hard hat tour on December 19th of 2018, which will be the 115th anniversary of the first auction of plots.
Exhibits will be installed after that, all to give people more insight into the past. A past that gives way to the future.
History is not something that's just in the past. It's something that we make every day.
And it will be funded with capital improvement funds as well as hotel occupancy taxes. It is time to start thinking about the holidays. Irving's Holiday Extravaganza is on Saturday, December 2nd. The theme for this year's parade is Christmas movies and soundtracks. It winds through the Heritage District starting at 4 p.m. and will, of course, feature an appearance by Santa Claus. After that parade, festivities move to City Hall for a holiday open house at 5. There, Irving employees will provide treats and information about city services. Then the tree lighting ceremony runs from 5:30 until 6:30 p.m. It includes fireworks. This year, there will also be complimentary meals from In-N-Out Burger while they last. You can help people in need have a happier holiday season. Irving Recreation Centers are making it easy with a food drive that runs throughout November. Collection bins are located near the front office of each rec center. The canned foods and non-perishable items donated will go to Irving Cares for distribution. Helping young drivers make good decisions is the goal of the annual AAA Texas Teen Driver Safety Fair. City Source reporter Susan Kamyab covered that event for us, and she heard from some people with powerful stories to share.
On Monday, November the 6th, my mom would be 62 years old. But this year when we go to Worst Fest, we're going to have to celebrate without her.
That's because Jessica Malotte's mother was among 13 people who died in a head-on crash in Uvalde County.
And I will tell you, the grief and the wailing in the room as the DPS officers announced the names of those deceased is something that is forever ingrained in my memory.
A 20-year-old man is suspected of causing that crash. Investigators say he was both intoxicated and texting.
He has to live with what he has done, and so it's not just our families that were affected, but it's his life that's affected forever too. And according to what the DA has stated, he very well could be in his late 70s before he's ever even out of jail.
Jessica is sharing her story at the Lively Point Youth Center for the 6th annual Teen Driver Safety Fair.
The idea here is to have a lot of fun, but also we have a serious message. Car crashes are the #1 cause of death for teens in the United States.
According to the Texas Department of Transportation, last year alone, 312 teen drivers were involved in fatal crashes, which is why a new law passed just this year, making it illegal to text and drive.
I think that's fantastic. I think it should have been in place a long time ago. And I mean, I've been guilty of texting and driving before that came along, and I think so many adults and especially teens think they're invincible and those things, bad things won't happen to them, and it just takes a second for bad things to happen when you're distracted driving.
It's never safe to pick up your phone while you're driving. The only thing you should be focused on when you're driving is driving.
Sadly, distracted driving isn't the only cause of fatal car crashes.
Unfortunately, I lost my little brother in May of 2014 due to a road rage incident.
Thomas Allen Jr. lost his life in a road rage-related incident. a cause that was only proven because of an eyewitness.
That's actually the only way we got the information, because there was an eyewitness that went to the news media in order to get it back to the family.
The two hope their attendance at this year's event will help raise awareness.
When you're standing face to face with someone, you should have the same respect and pride that you would if you were in your own vehicle.
The Davala family shares in the grief as they lost their 18-year-old daughter Sabrina and their unborn granddaughter.
Their lives were cut short on December 23, 2014 because of a wrong-way driver who was under the influence of drug driving, meth, and morphine.
Inside, teens listened to the victims tell their stories and explored vendor booths, while outside, they got hands-on experience.
This is all about educating and informing the driving public about the blind spots around an 18-wheeler.
They have a DWI course out there where they're going to take the fatal vision goggles, put those on, see what it's like to prove that you cannot drive while you're intoxicated.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Whenever I first drove through it, it was fine, but as soon as I put the goggles on, the whole course became totally uneven and it was a lot harder.
The Teen Driver Safety Fair helped teens better understand the impact of safe driving.
Events like this are so important because even if it impacts or saves one life, then it's made a difference.
Learning that driving responsibly won't only save your life, but those around you as well. Susan Kamyab for City Source.
Volunteers from Calvary Church in Irving turned out to spruce up Weich Park on West Pioneer Drive with some new trees. Take a look.
It's really an exciting event today. We're planting native trees out here at Weich Park.
Always the first thing we do is teach people how to properly plant trees.
The water goes right here and go out.
We're having volunteers from Calvary Church come out here and join us, along with our students from North Lake College.
We just want to come out. Irving's our city. We want to serve the city, and that's what we're here for. If you're gonna lead, you gotta get dirty.
Most of our tree plantings these last couple of years have been from volunteers and working with KIB and Rick and his group.
These trees were purchased by our partners from Verizon. So it's a great partnership between Verizon, the Parks Department, and then our volunteers.
As a city arborist, I'd like to get everybody to know that we're trying to plant the right tree at the right place. We're looking at the Encore power lines here, and also utilities underground. So what we did, we moved everything away from the power line so we didn't have to worry about Encore coming back in 10 or 15 years and chopping the top of the trees out.
I just came out and said, listen, we're here, we want to let you know that we're praying for you, and then, we love you, and whatever you guys need, just let me know, and we'll build a team and come out and help you out.
It all came together. Now we're able to add a little beauty to the park and some nice trees to soften just the landscape area over here.
Keep Irving Beautiful invites more faith-based and other community groups to get involved with volunteer projects. Find out more at cityofirving.org/KIB. An event celebrating people and pets drew a crowd to the Heritage Senior Center. City Source reporter Susan Kamyab covered Pooch Fest.
Pooch Fest 2017 brought owners and their pups out for a dog-friendly social.
Oh, I love this event. I love my dog. I got this dog about 18 years.
This is Tito, the dad. That's Toro, the son, and they're dressed as little devils this year. They get dressed up every year for Halloween.
There was lots to check out and participate in at this year's event.
Pooch Fest, we have the vendors to expose their businesses, and then we do a series of contests. We have 4 contests that we do. Anybody can enter with their dog. They are talent, tail wagger, costume, and owner dog lookalike.
Dogs of all breeds were in attendance.
He's a Yorkie, registered, and he's Elvis today.
His name is Bueller, and he'll be a year old on November 11th. He's half Labrador, half Argentinian Mastiff.
She's mixed with Chihuahua and Dachshund, so she's a Chiweenie. And she's kind of perfect.
The Texas Coalition for Animal Protection was also there to provide low-cost vaccinations and free microchipping for pets.
And usually they have tons of people who line up because it's such a great cost and such a great service.
And the DFW Humane Society brought a few furry friends looking for new homes.
He is a shepherd mix, about 3 months old. He will be larger, but he's very lively and looking for a family.
Pooch Fest had something for everyone, but it was the pet costume contest that had people cheering. And the coveted top prize went to...
Taco number 116.
Mutts strutted their stuff in a day full of tail-wagging fun. Susan Kamyab for City Source.
And after watching that, maybe you want a friend for Pooch Fest next year. It's time for our Pets of the Week. Here's JP Zavala at the Animal Care Campus.
We're at the Animal Care Campus with Michael Whiteside. And Michael, every week we have great pets. And this week, it's no different, right?
Of course, we always have great pets here. I mean, every single one of them is special in their own way. So yeah, we always have great pets to choose from.
And so speaking of great pets, we have Katie.
We do. This is Katie. She is a gorgeous medium-haired tabby. She's about 6 years old, and her owners surrendered her because they couldn't take care of her anymore. But because she's 6 years old, she's on our list for this month's Live Long and Prosper promotion, which means that she is free to adopt. Throughout the month of November, all pets 5 years and older are free.
What type of a family setting would be best for Katie?
She's a pretty lovable cat all around. It's not really showing much now because she is nervous, but she's, a fantastic cat. She purrs when you pet her, she purrs when you hold her. So I think she'll be great with, any family, whether they have a few kids or whether they're by themselves. I mean, she's just going to be a great companion, for the rest of her life.
All right, Michael, and this is Shelby.
Yes, this is Shelby. She is about 1 year old. She is lab mix, which is pretty obvious, and she's all puppy for sure. She's really smart though. She has a lot of energy, but she learns really quickly, and she listens pretty well for the most part until she finds something interesting.
Shelby's obviously smart. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
I mean, basically, when I brought her in, when you get her on the leash, she pretty much wants to take off. And so as we were coming in, though, when we went by and I stopped to pick up the treats, she immediately sat when she knew that I was going to get the treats. So she's had some training, and she's smart enough to know, that she is supposed to do certain things when you do certain things. And so, I think that shows that she's incredibly smart, and she's going to be able to learn a lot. That's just one thing she knows how to do, but she did it on her own. She didn't, I didn't have to force her to do it. She just knew instinctively, and from, I'm sure, some training, that when I was about to grab the treats from the jar, she knew she had to sit.
She knows that treat equals sit.
Exactly. And so with that, you can teach her so many other things.
All right, Michael, and this is Caesar, right? And it looks like he has a bit of a Mastiff in him. Is that right?
That is correct. I mean, you can tell, that obviously by his face, he definitely has some Mastiff. What else he's mixed with, we're not quite sure. Could be anything from a lab to a pointer, retriever. But he is, I can tell you one thing though, he is all love, for sure. He is just a big goofball. He loves everybody. He's very friendly, very sweet. He is currently on heartworm treatment. He has about 2-3 more weeks to go, and then he'll be ready to go home for adoption. But he really is one of the sweetest dogs that we have in the shelter right now.
Now, the heartworm treatment, that has the age of fun. That's when that kicks in, right? Is that right?
Exactly, yeah. And with Caesar, his particular treatment, because it's based on the weight of the animal, and with his weight, it's about $425 for his heartworm treatment. So we're still raising money towards that, and you can find him on our Guardian Angel page on our website at dfwhumane.com. and donate to his treatment if you want to do that.
All right. Thanks again, Michael. And back to you, Thomas.
All right, JP, thanks a lot. The Animal Care Campus is located at 4140 Valley View Lane. It is open Tuesday through Friday from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. Then on Saturday, the hours are 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. Also, check out the websites you see on your screen. City Source is back on December 10th with all new stories, including a look inside a program to help residents learn all about city services. And they do that by getting some real up-close experiences. A look at Irving 360 next time. Email us your thoughts on our stories. The address is ictn@cityofirving.org. We may read some of your messages here on the show, or you can always comment on our videos at youtube.com/thecityofirving. And how about subscribing to our channel while you're there? And that's it for this edition of City Source. We leave you now with more from the reopening of the North Lake Natatorium. Thanks to everyone who was a part of this one, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.